history, the Republican Party's frontrunner in the upcoming presidential race, indicted on charges that didn't seem real. Donald Trump gave a speech last night, which we, as you know, took live from Mar-a-Lago. We're still trying to figure out the implications of all of this, so we thought we would ask Jason Whitlock, who has been thinking a lot about it. He's the host of Fearless, and he joins us tonight. So what did you think of yesterday?
Tucker, it took me to the Bible, quite honestly. All times are biblical, but man, this really seems like we're in some end times here. And it really took me to 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14 through 18. Verse 14, the Bible talks about you can't have partnership. The righteous can't have partnership with the lawless. And that's not me calling Trump the most righteous person in the world, but anybody looking at this knows that Alvin Bragg and the Democratic and the leftists are lawless. They don't believe in fair justice, equal treatment under the law. They don't believe in that. And so you can't have partnership with them. And then if you go down to verse 17, Paul talks about God's instruction that you got to come out from among them and separate. That's what God instructed. And that's where I think we actually are, Tucker, is these guys are so far removed from the truth, so far removed from any of the values that made this country great. We can't really have partnership with them. And my mindset went to secession, that we have to separate. We have to come out from among them. They're so unrighteous. They're so unclean that, finding common ground is impossible with people who think men can become women, who told us, hey, look, we just want two men to be able to get married, and there's no slippery slope. And that was a lie. And we've seen the slippery slope. Now it's drag queens reading books to kids. Now it's taking kids to drag queen shows. Now it's mutilating kids and infecting them with gender dysphoria and using it as an excuse to cut off their breast or cut off their penis. You can't have peace. You can't have partnership with these people. There are so many lies stacked on top of lies, from the whole Black Lives Matter, George Floyd deal, and the police are just out indiscriminately killing black men and it's so dangerous because of the police. That's all a lie and everybody knows it. We can't find common ground with people who have no respect for the truth, no respect for justice, no respect for fairness. We have to think about going our separate ways. And whether that's through secession or whether that's through some sort of national divorce, it has to be on the table, because you just can't find common ground with people this delusional who think that they're God and they can make up the rules. And so I don't see a pathway forward for those of us that respect America's founding, have traditional values, have a faith in God. We got to separate. And I don't care how it's done, but I just don't see a way to coexist with people this far removed from truth.
I think most decent people, no matter where they live or who they vote for, want to find common ground. I don't see any effort to find common ground from the other side. Do you? Or looking for it, want to see it? Don't see it.
No. And look, there was a time I had many liberal friends that I loved and I could find common ground with them. But now, if I have to agree that men can get pregnant, I have to agree that children should be subjected to drag queens, can't do it.
Yeah. Last question. Do you think that there is underneath it all, maybe in hiding, a large group of people who are fundamentally liberals or Democrats who actually do agree with you but are afraid to say so and will at some point, make their voices heard? Or do you think they just don't exist anymore?
I think they exist.
Some people want to occupy the corner office. Marissa Bayless, she wants to build it.
I ended up applying to trade school. Thankfully received your scholarship.